Hello, guys. Today we're going to talk about a project called the Food Truck. This is the second Illustrator project we're going to do. To start with, if you'll just kind of read the instructions, it talks about basically how it's going to be a crossover activity using both Canva and Illustrator. To start with, you're going to want to go to Canva and create two parts. One is a food menu and one is a logo. When you go to Canva, and open it up, you may type in right here logo or food menu, and it will actually pull up templates that you can edit. I've already done this, so I'm going to move to that. Here's my logo. You may notice that my logo does not have a background. That's because I want that to remain transparent. That'll allow me to move it anywhere I want to on the food truck. So when I click share over here and download this by clicking on download, I'm going to make sure that ping is selected and that the transparent background box is checked. Then I will click download, and it should download in just a moment to the bottom left-hand corner of my screen. Once I do that, I will just drag that onto the desktop, and I'm done with my logo. Make your logo unique. Make it a business name that is unique. Okay, as you can see, there's logos over here that are kind of popping up. Make them your own. Make sure you pick colors. Remember about complementary and secondary colors. That's important. Which font is going to pop off the page? For example, here's my menu. I typed in menu, and when I typed in menu, look at all the different menus that pop up. My company is going to be called Dogs and Buns for hamburgers and hot dogs. And as you can see, I've edited all of the hot dogs to be different types of hot dogs with funny names, and kind of the same thing with my hamburgers. Okay, once I have this one all done, I've picked the colors of kind of a dark pinkish color, I guess that is, and a yellowish color. I'm going to click share. I do not need to make this transparent because it's a solid, and I'm going to click download on that as well, get that to the desktop. So now I have my menu done and my logo done. I'm now ready to go back to the assignment and get the food truck. It is right here. It is called the Tiny Food Truck. If I click on it once and then click on the three dots to open it in a new window, it will give me the download arrow. So I'm just going to download this to my desktop. Okay, and once it's on my desktop, I'm just going to move it to the desk. Okay, now I already have it on the desktop, so tell me that message. So let's move to the next step. The next step is to open up the project again and double check that in the Google Classroom, that in the Google Classroom, you have looked at the assignment and noticed that in the Google Classroom, we have some instructions here to follow. Okay, they are specifically to make sure you have a 1920 by 1080 artboard. You place the truck graphic on there. You constrain the width and height proportions, and you change the truck width to 1850. Trace it with the pen using a 12-point stroke. Sounds complicated, but it is not. Watch me walk you through those steps. Number one, open Illustrator and click on File, New. Once it's open, you're going to type in 1920 by 1080 pixels. You're going to choose RGB for color and 72 for the raster effects dots per inch. Click Create. Once you do that, it will open up like so. You are ready to now go place your truck. You're going to click on File, Place. You're going to find your truck wherever you saved it. Mine is on the desktop. Once you find your truck, you're going to click on it and click in the center of the screen. Notice that it is tiny. I'm going to go up here to the top, and in the instructions, it says make sure that this little button is checked to constrain the proportions, as we talked about on the warm-up yesterday, and highlight this number and change it to 1850. When I hit enter, the other one changes automatically. That's what constraining means. Move this to where it's right in the middle, and then you are almost ready to go. The second step you need to do is you need to click on your layers panel, lock the original layer, and make a copy. I'm going to close this now and make sure I'm on my layer 2. I'm going to click on the pen tool. I'm going to make sure my fill is off, and using my stroke, which I need to make 12 according to the instructions, I'm going to begin clicking around this and tracing the object. Okay, now I'm going to go super fast for time purposes, but you guys will take a little more time than I am. Okay, remember that you can go pretty quick around the tires because you can always use a nifty tool called the anchor point tool that I'm going to show you how to use in just a second. Okay, again, this is a little messy, but you guys are getting it. Make sure you connect the dots. You'll see that little white dot square pop up. That tells me my dot is, my path is connected. Okay, if I want to double check, I can click off and click on and then fill the color. And if it fills, I know that I did it correctly. Okay, I'm going to turn that fill off for right now because we still need to trace around the door and the window and the wheels. But let's check out the anchor point tool first. If you go behind the pen tool, there is a anchor point tool where you can go up here to these little anchor points and you can actually stretch these out to make a nice curved path. Okay, that is kind of how you do that. Okay, I'm not going to do it for everything. You get the idea, but as you can tell, that is a much smoother line than my other one over here. Okay, so that's kind of how you get started on this project. Once you have it all done, it may look something like this. Dun, dun, dun. To place these objects, you just go File, Place. If you want to place your menu and or your logo, notice that my logo is transparent, and because of that, I can move it anywhere I want. That was kind of what I was talking about. Notice the flare I added. I even added some hubcaps with the pen tool, and I made some fancy hubcaps here. And then I even imported some little objects to make it look really cool. Okay, so really use your time and make it look cool. If you finish totally early, add pizzazz. All right, that's about all there is to it. Have fun with it. I think you will like it. That is all, and good luck on the food truck.